Hello, hello, all. So let's see what's going on over here. Says here, vanishing fathers. An epidemic of absent men is causing children to fail academically and socially. That doesn't make any sense. The fathers aren't there. So how are they responsible for the children failing? Shouldn't it be more of the problem of single mothers? Shouldn't it be single mothers children of single mothers tend to be failing academically and socially. How about that? How about the person that's actually there in the child's life be responsible for what's happening, right? I mean, the person that left or were never there or didn't know or whatever it is, sure, you can say that person wasn't there to make a difference. But if I wasn't present at the scene of a crime, you're not going to be like, okay, you not being at that crime, you not being at that spot means that you failed to save somebody. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense. You blame the person that was there, and in this case, it's not really a blame. It's just like, okay, this is what happens. This is one of the dangers of being a single mother. Your child might have a harder time academically and socially. So maybe we should find solutions to that instead of being like, oh, well, vanishing fathers. We need to find these invisible dads. All right. Yes, it's much easier to just blame men because if you blame the other party, then it becomes hate, I suppose. Uh, a, amid an epidemic of fatherlessness, epidemic. All right, I don't know. I don't know about that. It's an epidemic of fatherlessness. Should be an epidemic of single mothers because there's more single mothers than there is single fathers, which means it's an epidemic of single mothers. In American households, one philanthropist sat down with nearly 100 nonprofit founders to reveal the importance of men in society and what happens when they disappear. A cult survivor who later became a Yale graduate, an NFL player whose stepdad rose to the occasion when his father passed away. Congratulations to stepdad, I guess. A victim of sex trafficking who eventually overcame homelessness and drug addiction. These are just some of the stories in Vanishing Fathers. Okay. When they are telling their stories, it will start with, I didn't have my father that was involved. Okay, got it. Obviously, they should start with that. She and her husband, co-founder of Truman Charities, together 14 years ago, raised nearly 2 million for local and national charitable organizations. Well, good for them. What's this? Fatherlessness is one of the true causes of crime in America. Okay. Truman grew up with a father who struggled with substance abuse issues that ultimately led to his death. At the time, Truman admitted she she did not think much about the overwhelming effect of fathers on society, despite the way her own dad left a lasting impact. All right. But as she started hosting the podcast series in 2021, Truman began to see a pattern. Although many of her guests came from different backgrounds and had vastly divergent life experiences, they all describe a sense of emptiness that later flourished into complex struggles. I kind of said, okay, well, let me try and get the research and see what I think is actually correct. And it turns out that it is okay. And it turns out that it is. Fatherlessness is a huge issue in our culture and society, Truth said. The impact of absent fathers across the country, according to various literature, is staggering. Research from the Minnesota Psychological Association suggested that children who grew up without a father may be more likely to distrust authority figures and feel a heightened sense of anger. As a child grows up, these issues may lead to contact with the criminal justice system and the use of illegal substances and variety of mental health problems. You see, this studies like this should be the reason why fathers should win custody battles most of the time instead of the mothers, because you can already see that obviously uh, single mothers are failing. even though they want to reword it, single mothers are failing. And I'm pretty sure there were research that says that single fathers do way better than single mothers. Single fathers do almost as well as two-parent households. So fathers should win custody most of the time. But if they do, a lot of women are not going to get paid. So they just can't have it. One study in Associated okay, one study the association cited from the U.S. Department of Justice found that 75% of adolescent patients in substance abuse centers are from homes without fathers, which should suggest that single mothers are they're not capable of protecting their children as well, and which means they're a danger, which means we should probably take measures to try to help these children, but we're not. The active involvement of a father with his children can promote empathy and self-control for the child throughout life. Previous publications highlighted by the association have also linked childhood obesity to father absent homes. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of fat dads, but yeah, I suppose father would less likely to like tell the child to sit down and I know let them run around a little bit, get some exercise. They're not going to be hovering around them all the time. Other issues that can arise from the lack of involvement from father include gang involvement, homelessness, and poor school performances. In her conversations with guests, Truman discovered that the presence of a male role model, even if it's not the father, can help set adolescents on the right path. Truman said that she also believes both men and women have equal but different traits that are important for the development of adolescents. It's not equal because life doesn't work like that. Life is not a perfectly balanced scale. It's not equal. It could be critical. Like this, the beginning of a process could be just as critical as the rest of the process, but the rest of the process is way longer than the beginning, right? So, but I can see the mental gymnastics people go through to protect women's feelings, and it is costing us. But go ahead and let's keep doing this. It's amazing to me how women don't find this sort of thing condescending. But if someone was to tell them that they're actually straight up just tell them, okay, you're failing and you can do better in certain areas, which is constructive criticism, misogyny. It's ridiculous. While women are most vital during a child's infancy for sustenance and bonding, men play a substantial role during the toddler years when kids, especially boys, engage in rough play and risky behavior. See, beginning of the process, as I was hinting at before, and then you have the rest of it. Not equal. The father, what they do is they give kids the ability to go out into the world, knowing what they might that they might fail, but that's okay. Giving them the courage to be able to go out into the world and that independence, and then when they come back, when they do fail, the mom is there to kind of tell them it's okay, nurture them. Yeah, I know. And then the father is there to say, all right, you're done. Let's go. It's time to go back out again. Yeah. Unfortunately, in her opinion, major institutions and voices have spoken ill of the masculine qualities that make men unique. Yes, because it's okay to criticize men, and that's not hatred, but it's not okay to criticize women, and that is considered hatred, which is why it irritates me so much. Because I speak frankly about any topic. And when there's a topic that I can't speak frankly about because I'm gonna get labeled whatever the hell, it irritates me. So that's why I constantly bring it up because it's so annoying. Like, let's just talk about things honestly. Like, why does people's feelings supersede the truth? Like, it shouldn't work like that, and it doesn't help anybody. Obviously, they speak very negatively about toxic masculinity, all of these aspects of being a man that are negative. So they are kind of telling them that those unique traits that they biologically have that are absolutely wonderful, that they need are bad, they're also not encouraging. Yeah, it was not only that they're not encouraging, is that they're uh, subconsciously they're telling you it's wrong. So you get a lot of men that think that, oh, they have to correct their behavior and they start acting more like women than they do men naturally. And while they're doing that, they simply defeat the purpose. And now, you get kids that are not raised correctly because the dad is trying to be nurturing instead of being a dad. Girls and boys are made so differently, and they're not really appreciated to those unique traits that boys have. She said the school system, she suggested, has also failed to properly instill in men how their involvement can positively impact kids' lives. Many people here in the book, blah, blah, blah. Do you understand that if you bring so many positive qualities to so many positive traits to this child, and without you, this child, okay, I get it. You're trying to encourage men to be fathers. In 2023, 25% of children under the age of 6 lived with one or no parents, compared to 32% of children between the ages of 12 and 17. Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot. That data also noted that 18.3 million children live without a father in the home, and the highest rate globally. Unfortunately, fatherless families are 4 times more. See, they keep labeling it fatherless families. Just It shouldn't be defined by the person that's not there. It should be defined by the person that is there. 4 times more likely to raise children in poverty. And research also found that women lead 84% of the homeless families. Finally, some responsibility on the people responsible. It just seems like society is pushing a certain narrative that is forcing women to take on very masculine burdens. And when they fail, they don't look at it critically. They make excuses or they reword things to make them feel better instead of just like, okay, this isn't working. Let's address it directly, and then let's correct it so that these ladies are not put in a position that they shouldn't be in. And then now they're failing, and we're all worse off for it. But that would be too logical. Until next time.